I like being unconventional. A lot of people are scared of the unconventional. A lot of people like things to be very traditional. But Jesus was the furthest thing from being conventional. God, the Bible, is so unconventional. Look at today's chapter here, Luke chapter 16. Jesus preaches and he's telling a parable about a crooked businessman. And he uses a story about somebody who does sneaky business and takes a moral out of it. He even says the people of the world are wiser than us. The people of the world are wiser than us. He talked about how this guy got creative. Although it was kind of crooked, he got creative and he got slick in order to set himself up for the future. Then he told a story about a guy who resurrects from the dead. An angel brings him to heaven. Another guy is burning in hell, talking to Abraham in heaven. What an unconventional story. That's like a bunch of stuff that's not doctrinally sound. Jesus tells a story using false doctrine. I mean, it kind of sounds like Greek mythology, the book of Luke, written to Greeks. It sounds kind of like Greek mythology. People from the underworld talking to people in heaven and asking for people to be somebody to transport from heaven down to the underworld. Jesus would actually say stuff like this? You try to do that in church today. Imagine trying to use false doctrine or try to use some mythological allegory as a sermon illustration. And boy, people will be very upset. But Jesus is not the typical person. He's very unconventional. And so I like the idea of using unconventional means to reach people. Somebody even asked me today. He was his first time coming to the series, and he was thinking about the series. Wow, this thing is a long series, and he felt like it was unconventional. He felt like he said, does anybody ever told you that this is weird? and I personally, I do think it is radical. I do think that preaching for 90 days on every single chapter of the Gospels is a pretty intense, extreme thing. But even that isn't overly unconventional. I guess it's unconventional to some people because I've never heard of it being done before. But Jesus was so outside of the box. He did things that people would not expect. He did things that people wouldn't normally do. But he did all these things in order to reach people. He was unconventional to wake people up, to shock people, to really get people to think, because he wanted to reach people. He wanted to reach people at the end of the day. That was his main goal. So if you got a creative idea on how to reach people, think about Jesus and how he creatively did a lot of things creatively to reach people. Being creative to reach people is following the example of Jesus.